Good morning. Welcome to the Paintgirlee channel. Just getting set up here. See if anybody's around this morning that can join me. I'm going to set up my phone so I can hopefully keep a better eye on chat. Oh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Good morning, Michelle. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. I feel a sneeze coming on. Oh, I hate that. That's even worse. When you feel like you have to sneeze and then it doesn't come out. All right, I'm just setting up. That's even worse. You feel like you have to sneeze. Phone here. Turn the sound down. I've got a little system here where I jerry-rig my phone so I can pop it up next to me here. Oh, thank you. All right. That'll help me, I think, keeping an eye on my chat. All right, and I watched a video, I guess, last week, and this gal was making ATCs, which I really haven't made an ATC. Good morning, Miss Gigi. Well, it's probably not morning for you, right? It's afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah, sneezy tickles are the worst. And I didn't write down this gal's name or her channel, which I got to get better at that, because I really do like to give a shout out to folks that I watch. And I'm sure this is not exclusively her idea, but the way she kind of approached doing ACTs was she used playing cards, and then she put them together as one unit, and then almost kind of did like a pick 10 or whatever. Now I'm going to springboard off of her idea. I have this here trying to hide my glare. I'm not sure that that's working. So I'm going to do what she did. I'm going to go probably, good morning, Tori, a little rogue. She probably has a reason for doing it the way she does. And I might find out that she's correct and I am misguided. But anywho, I wanted to do some ACTs because some of you may know, others probably not. At the end of June, I ended up in the hospital for a few days. And of course, I took my sketchbook and, hi, Aunt Beck. And while I was in there sketching, one of the doctors that popped in to see me asked me about my sketching and then shared with me that his wife collects ACT cards because it's an affordable way to purchase little pieces of art without a lot of expense. So as it turns out, my health issue is not resolved, and I'm going to follow up with this doctor. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to take I have an appointment with him the end of August. And I thought, I'm going to take his wife an ATC card. So this is why I'm doing this little project. So what this gal did, and you know what? I'll find who she is, and I'll put her link in the description box when the video uploads. That way I can give her a little shout out. So what she did was she took just a deck of playing cards, and she did 8, and she put them like this next to each other. Now I have no idea how this is going to go. I'm going to stick with the it really doesn't matter because it's all going to be covered up anyway. Now she just did the 8. It's ATC is, and you know what, I'm only a little educated on ATC, but ATC is an art. It's ATC. It's an art trading card, right, Aunt Beck? I think I got it right. And people in the art world, craft world, trade them. If you get a chance to look at Dee Dee Willingham's channel. Probably Aunt Beck has ATC videos as well. Mary, the Mary OTA channel has them. And once you get them and you trade them or you make your own, people save them. They put them in like the little photo pockets, and they do all kinds of things on them, all different genres. I think Dee Dee not too long ago had a challenge where folks could create them, and they sent some to her, and she sent some back. You know, it's a fun thing, but it's just a little snippet of art. So what this gal did was she took her playing cards. Now, like I said, she just did 2 rows. I'm going to do 3 rows because I'm thinking if they turn out, I can use them for little thank you cards. And then she took some washi tape. You know what? I should just get some junky washi tape because this is all going to get covered up. So let me just get some. I'm thinking I might use some washi tape once I get towards the end of the process and use it for decorating. But I didn't think about, gosh, you know what? It's just so hard for me to use some of my supplies. I have so many supplies. I mean, this is just like crazy talk. I just don't know. Yes, Michelle, there is a term for it. I had no idea when I stumbled into YouTube several years ago what they were either. And it just isn't something that I've really kind of latched onto. But, you know, I'm sure they're fun to do, so I'm going to find out. I'm trying to think if I've ever really made another one. Anyway, she took washi tape, all different sizes. And now this might be the fiddly part for me, getting them lined up exactly right. And taping this. Now see, I already got a wrinkle there. I probably am not going to worry too much about wrinkles. Now the other thing is I was looking for a specific stamp, acrylic stamp I know that I have in my stash, and of course I cannot find it. So I may look in another drawer. I looked in all my, I don't know how you all store your acrylic stamps, but I have, keep saying I gotta break that habit. I have my stamps stored in 3 ring binders. My block stamps, I have those in bins and drawers, but my acrylic ones. Hey Sharon, I didn't want to wake you, sweetie, so I didn't send you a message. I know it's early. So I have mine. I bought a couple of the Jane Davenport. See, that's off a little bit. I bought a couple of the Jane Davenport binders, which are really nice because they have big pockets in them. I'm not sure. I think she may use them to store die cuts, your dies, you know. But my my stamps are really nicely stored in there, and then I can just flip the pages and see what I have. But this particular stamp, I think I probably had it out, and in normal Lori fashion, threw it in a box or something somewhere and don't remember. So I've got a couple other spots where it might be. I might look in a little bit while my paint is drying. So I'm just going to tape these, and I think it's probably a good idea if I just do what this gal did and Ooh, these are slippery. And maybe just do this. Maybe just do the 8. Or maybe I'll do 10. Because this is my first go around. I can always do more. And this tape, really, you're not going to really see it. I'm going to just add 2 on the end here. Now, once I do this, I'm going to flip it over and tape the other side, which should be easier now that I've got them all lined up. And what she said is this creates a natural line to cut your cards. And of course, the playing card is the right size. And of course, I don't know the exact size for the ATCs. Let me just give a measure here, because 2.5 by 3.5. I should know that, but I don't. I block anything that has to do with numbers out of my head. All right, so I'm going to flip over and then just tape the cards. And they're a little off, but I think this will work. Just wanting to hold them together. Now I'm just thinking I should have a little piece of sandpaper here. Probably would be a good idea to sand a little bit of the shine off of these cards. But I don't think I have. I know I have an emery board somewhere. Oh, I got carried away with that piece. So I hope everyone's doing well this morning. And I hope you were able to join us for the hop yesterday. For some really great things shared. If you haven't had a chance to join us live, I would recommend you go to the Mariotier channel, and pick up those links. I also have the links on my community tab, and travel through and catch all those videos, especially if you like art dolls. I have to admit, I did fall asleep through some of them. I had my sisters here yesterday, and we enjoyed a day at the pool. So by the time I got finished streaming, I was beat. I even slept through my Phillies game, which turned out not to be a bad thing. Okay, Whispering Cauldron. You're Vanessa, correct? One of our hoppers. Good morning, Vanessa. I think I have that right. Thanks for popping in. All right, now, my idea for my ATCs this morning is to put a background on, put some kind of a pattern, and then stamp a floral image that I could then paint and eventually draw an eye in the center of the flower, and then perhaps come in with some appropriate washi tape. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so Angel Rose is Vanessa and Whispering Cauldron is Carol. Thank you so very much. Okay, I need to remember that. Thank you, thank you. So that's the plan. So we'll see how it goes. Now, somewhere, I know I had a little sander thing. I'm just thinking some of the acrylic might scratch off. And I know I had a little sanding pad, but I don't have a very good handle on remembering where, I keep organizing and reorganizing, and then I don't remember where I put the stuff that I reorganized. It's a vicious cycle for me. And of course, I just keep doing it. I don't stop doing it. It's quite sad. Let's just use this. See if we can get just a little. Yeah, they were all really, the videos that I was able to see at this point, I thought were really, really great. But I was mesmerized by that soft sculpture that Deb did. Oh my gosh. Now this little bit of sanding may not really help. See that? My washi, I've got my washi tape. Got some dust under there. All right, so I'm going to be scraping paint on. I'm trying to decide. Oh, yeah, the silk. Oh, I was thinking about checking out scraps of, she said you could get scraps of silk like in a bundle in a bag online. Yeah, that would be fun to try because I do like felting, of course, right? All right, so I'm thinking I want to go. I probably am going to paint the backs black because I like that. And then, you can do your signature and date it in white. So I'm thinking I'm going to just concentrate perhaps. Well, we'll see how it goes. I think I want a brighter blue with a darker blue underneath. So, because I'm going to do a white flower and I want that to really pop. So this blue, ultramarine blue, is kind of a, I think it's got a little bit of, well, I shouldn't say different brands, different, I guess, combos. But if I'm remembering, I think it has a little bit of a purpley undertone. Oh, yeah, coffee. That's what I should have done, Sharon. All right, so let me just drip a little bit of this on. And probably don't need this much paint. I can always add. So I'm just going to scrape this on. Move it around. And I want to make sure I take it out to the edge. Because then if I want to sand the edges or whatever, I can do that. And I've got some paint under there to kind of have it look grungy. Now that I see this blue, I'm thinking maybe I would like the blue on the back of my cards rather than the black. This is a nice, maybe I'll go totally blue and pick up maybe, I think I have a navy blue color. Now, of course, you could roll your paint on, you could use a brush, but this gives you kind of a textured look and it goes a little quicker. So it's really, whatever. Now, I thought about doing a pick 10 kind of a thing with this. Okay, Vanessa. But I wanted to be a little more, because I want to give this to my doctor's wife. I want to be a little more in control of the outcome. At least I think. At least I think I do. I'm going to use my heat gun so I can flip this over. But let me see what I have here in the way of a darker blue here. I've got so many paint bottles. There's a navy deco art. I've got two little, well, the one's not little. It's a unit that spins around that holds a lot of paint bottles. All right, I'm going to do my heat gun. A lot of this is already dried up a little bit. Now see, I've already changed my mind on what I'm going to do, but that's okay because it's my project, right? Let me push this up a little bit. I tend to art towards myself and forget to try to stay in frame. So this is Deco Art Crafters acrylic, navy blue. And I'm going to need a couple of coats of this, of course. And I may end up going back and doing the black, but while I'm doing this, I know a lot of times it's Dee Dee Willingham, if you're not familiar with her channel. She works on the front of her ATCs and then will paint the back black, and then she signs and puts a date on it. And some people really have a nice, cool signature. I don't like my signature. But okay, this is second, really right up there, second place, or a close second to watching paint dry. All right, heat done. I think I'm some kind of sparkle. I think I have more of a blue sparkle. Let's see here. Let me have a little look-see. Huh. And turquoise. All right, so I think that's now, it's still a little wet. Hold on. Okay, Carol. Thanks for popping in. Oh, my workspace looks kind of cool. I think I'm going to wake that up, though. Get out a baby wipe. This is the great part about having one of these little work mats. I just wish they had maybe on the corners little rubber pieces I guess I could tape it down. I just didn't take time to do that. And they slip. Very slippy. All right, now I love sparkles, so I'm going to add some of a turquoisey blue color that's got some glitter in the paint. And scraping is a little messy. Okay. I think I want this to be a little deeper yet in color. So I'm going to go back to the ultra blue. Add a little bit more of that. See if I can get that deepen a little bit. That's such a nice color. I don't know if you can tell. Looks more transparent on screen than it actually does in person. Well, our weather is still very hot and steamy here today. Supposedly at some point we're going to get some storms. That's going to cool us down to a supposedly lovely 85. It was 99 or 100 here yesterday, but the heat index it felt like 110. So it was a good pool day for my sisters and I. All right, let me try this. All right, now I'm going to add, I have this extreme glitter, Sea Sparkle. I'm going to add a little bit of this and then a little bit of more of a medium blue. I forget which one I pulled out. Maybe a Ocean. I want to make sure I get a little bit of that on all the cards, the little sparkle. And yes, Ocean Blue. Let's see, this is deco art. And the extreme glitter is folk art. I don't know if that'll clear up for you. There it is, folk art. Good morning, Mary. Yeah, I'm trying to get into a groove for consistency's sake. So I'm trying sometime on a Wednesday and then Saturday morning because it seems like it's quiet Saturday morning. This is probably way too much paint. All right, so I'm just going to scrape this. And I don't want it to be completely covered, I don't think. And this might take a little more drying time. Now let's see. I'm going to use one of Murray's tips and not waste this paint and dig out something I can scrape this in. I'm doing a little art book for my granddaughter. So let me find a page in her book I can scrape paint on. There's not a whole lot here, but she loves blue. I think most of the world loves blue. Now, let me see if I can scrape off a little more. I didn't want to do that. Good morning, Dana. right. Now I have this other little tool up here that just occurred to me that while that paint is still a little wet, I might be able to come in and it's this is a oh, what's her name? Boughton, Vicky Boughton, if I'm saying it correctly, tool. And you can make little, it's probably not deep enough to really show up. It's okay. Actually, I'm really liking that card. Okay. That really didn't do too much. I'm surprised. So I guess my paint's not as thick as I thought. Oh, Doody dolls. They're adorable. Good hop, right, Mary? Oh, my gosh. I was telling the girls earlier here that I was tired and I did fall asleep through some, but my gosh. That soft sculpture that Deb did was amazing to me. All right, so I'm not sure how much of the sparkle we're seeing, but I can always add more. So I'm going to go ahead and dry this. And I've got a really big blob of paint here. Scoop that up. I'm so anxious to know the next theme for next month. Can't wait till you release that. Okay. Let's get this dry. I can see a little bit of my sparkle. I'm really making a mess here. Yeah, I fell asleep too, Dana. Oh. Okay, so I need to just put this aside for a minute, and I'm going to clean up my mess here because I don't want to get paint where I really don't want it. Now I'm thinking I want to put some kind of a little pattern or background here. Good morning, Rain. How are you? Thanks for popping in. Whoa. Slippery work, Matt. Oh, I do love sparkle. I do love sparkle. I do love sparkle. So I love the honeycomb pattern. I think I want to do something in a little bit of a honeycomb pattern. Just a little maybe subtle hint in the background. Now these are going to be ACT cards. If you just have come in, I want to gift an ACT card to my one doctor that's helping me resolve a health issue. So I put playing cards together with washi tape, and I saw this done on a gal's channel, which I did not write down. So I will find her and put that in the description box after the video uploads, you know, or processes or whatever they call it, populates or whatever. But this gives you a natural place without having to measure and trim and cut out your ATC cards. So I want to keep in mind that while I'm designing and putting on my images, to keep them a little bit compartmentalized, so I have a feature on each thing, each card. So this is probably still a little damp. So I think I'm going to, this is a large honeycomb instead of digging out my Timmy one, I think I might just use this. I think I'm still, that's just a shine there from. So I think I'm going to do that. So I need to grab a sponge. And I think I'm going to do yellow. Real faint, hopefully faint yellow. And then I want to look for my acrylic stamp that I have in mind that I want to use. If that doesn't work, I guess I'm going to have to wing it. So let me grab, I think I have like a light, more like creamy sunflower yellow. Something a little muted, not real in your face. How about summer squash? This looks good. That's a little summer squash. And this is, good morning, Popo. How are you? This is Deco Art Americana. And I'm going to stamp some of this off onto a napkin, a paper towel, because I don't want it to be too in your face. Now, I'm not the best stenciler. I always forget. I guess I want to pounce. I don't want to rub it back and forth. So I'm using my sponge dry because I don't want to create any additional moisture. I can always add, but you really can't take off. So, and I'm just going to do this, I think, in little spots here and there. But I want to try to get that pattern of the honeycomb. So I want to try to make sure I'm filling in each square. At least a couple. Good morning, Peggy. Yeah, that might do. Always kind of try to line up one square that I've already worked on the previous page, or just so I'm lining it up and so it doesn't look crazy. Of course, this is not going to be one finished unit. They're going to be cut apart. Let's see if I can get a couple down here. I need a little more paint. Now this isn't going to take long to dry because there's just a little thin film of paint, but I'm going to go dig through my drawer that has my acrylic stamps in. See if I can find that flower stamp I'm wanting. Does it drive you crazy when you have in mind, you have it, but you can't put your hands on it? Ugh. Of course, with me, a lot of times I just throw things in a tub and say, oh, I'll put them away later. Later never gets here. Okay, so that's what I have so far. I think I want to scrape a little bit of really a real light blue if I might be able to. If I have the right color. Let me see. Not really. Maybe I'll mix some white just right on top of that with my turquoise blue. Now I'm just trying to build the background here. Well, I wonder what she's doing with them, that Penelope. Well, that was not enough paint, Lori. That was silly. I didn't want to mix it with the sponge. All right, that didn't work. Let's go again. Some white, and I'm going to add in some turquoise. Good idea. Good idea. No, that didn't really work the way I wanted. Can you tell I'm not used to doing this? It's okay. It's okay. Right? Kind of looks cool. Well, that has to be hard on her digestion. A little Penelope. Okay, I'm going to go pull out my drawer of stamps. See if I can have one final go at finding what I want. That's Christmas. I don't want that. Not in there. There. Oh, bother. You know, it's going to turn up as soon as the project is done. Sorry for that noise. And that's Christmas. Oh, darn. It would just be so much easier if I could find the stamp I'm thinking of. Oh, but alas, I don't see it. I also had some in a little blue tin that I was using. And, oh well, I must let it go. Gonna have to wing it. Gonna wing it. My chair here in my work area, I cannot stay in it. I keep sliding forward. Do I see Frida? Hi, Frida. Good morning. Hey, Mitzi. Okay, now let's see. That's still a little wet. Let me use my heat gun. Oh, Peg, thanks. And for anybody who's watching the replay and may not catch all the chat, Peggy said that if you get archival ink on your clothes, if you spray it with hydrogen peroxide and throw it in the wash right away, it'll come out. Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay. So now my idea is to stamp. I have somewhere an acrylic stamp that's a loose daisy type flower that I wanted to partially stamp on each card, but I can't find it. And I'm very annoyed with myself. So I do want to put some leaves on. And I'm thinking I will paint these in. Same with the daisy. I wanted to paint that in. I really didn't want to have to freehand. But alas, it is what it is. And we shall make do. So I want to keep in mind that each card is an individual little work of art. So I'm pulling out my Stays On navy blue, I think it's called midnight blue actually, stamp pad, ink pad, and I've got this little, this is a, I think this is a Dina, maybe a Dina Wakley perhaps, stamp set. I'm going to use these little leaves, and I just want the end. I try to remember to pre-stamp, and I'm going to put some on each card. Oh, girls, I really want to find that stamp. It would just make my life so much easier. Now, again, these are playing cards that I taped together. So I think what I'm going to have to do, oh, Peggy, wonderful. I always try to remember to put on old stuff. Okay, so I've got those little leaves stamped. I don't know if you can see. You probably can't see the sparkle. There is a little hint of sparkle. Now, I want to put eyes as the center of my flowers, and I was thinking I want the petal flowers to come this way and the eye to be kind of in the center of the ATC. So I'm going to grab my Stabilo pencil, and I'm going to try to remember where I have a pencil sharpener out here. because, you know, Miss Lori keeps cleaning up and putting things in different places. Of course, I have my little sketch pencil box in the front room, but I know I do have pencil sharpener here somewhere. La, la, la. Maybe this might be a good time for me to take a little sip of my water. Okay, how sick is this? I play this game on my phone called Farm Heroes, and all day long I'm humming that tune. Okay, that's just sick. All right, let me have a little sippy. Wet your whistle. All right, I have a tin somewhere. You know what, girls? It's a lot quicker if I just go get my pencil sharpener. So just give me a minute. I'm going to go to the front room and just get it. I'll be right back. Okay, this is my pencil sharpener. Stephanie from Deliberately Creative channel, I saw her using this pencil sharpener. I don't have much grip in my hand, and when your pencils get down, especially your Prismas, and they're not very big, I can't twist them in those little handheld sharpeners. So this one holds the pencil for you, and then you just crank sharpen. It's called Sharp Tank. And then this comes out, catches your crumbs, and then you just squeeze these two little things and pull it out to the length of your pencil. And then when you move this one little lever, you get your pencil in there and you're good to go. Love it. Just love it. All right, so I'm thinking, at least initially to start, I want to have the white of the eye, which I'm then going to, you know, color the pupil in. I'm not color, paint the pupil in, and go from there. And these may not all be exact. Now, at this point, the gal that I saw this idea of taping the playing cards together, she had cut hers apart. But after I'm done painting the eye and my flower, I want to come in and stamp some of these circles, like these stitched circles. And I want them to overlap. So there's probably a reason why she cut hers apart, but I'm going to leave mine together, I think, until I'm just about done. So what I want to do is just make an eye shape and I'm going to try to go more round because I want it to be the center of my flower. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to just give myself little shapes to start building that eye around. And I guess it really doesn't have to be round. And then I'm thinking I'll paint flesh and then go white to try to help cover up the blue, you know, so I can get a good look there. All right, so enough yapping, Laura. So I'm just gonna I don't know if you can really see that. Just going to go like that. And bring it down a little bit. I don't know if you can see any better. So I'm trying to be mindful of where my card ends. And of course, they're not all going to be the same because they're going to be hand done. Now, this is what I have in my mind. Who knows if it's going to turn out. If they don't look so good, maybe I won't give one to my doctor's wife. For those of you who may have just come in and missed the beginning, I am working through some health issues, and I was in the hospital the end of June for a few days, and one of the doctors I saw in there, who now I am following up with, I was sketching in my sketchbook, and he shared that his wife collects ATCs because it's a way to collect a little piece of art without a lot of expense or needing a lot of room to store them. And so since now I'm going to be following up with him, I see him the end of August, I thought I might like to take his wife an ATC. So that's the plan. All right, so I've got my little circles, some not so little. This one here got a little small. Let's make this a little bigger because I want the eye to really kind of pop. Pop. I want it to pop. So I'm going to start with a little bit of a flesh color. This is a Rosetta pink, not really so fleshy. I'm just going to base coat that in, thinking it might then, when I put the white on, that might get a little better coverage. So let's see here. What's it got brush-wise? And again, I will tell you, don't do what I do. Do what I say. Do not tip your brush in your paint bottle or your paint lid or your Mod Podge bottle or your Mod Podge or your matte medium jar, because it'll contaminate it. Well, that didn't, I don't think I shook that well enough. It's kind of, I'm sure it's not oily, but you know, it's got that liquidy stuff that settles, and you don't get a good coverage. I'm very appreciative to this doctor because my primary care doctor, well, that's not covering very well, Lori. Let's go with a different color. Just really kind of told me to just sit back and relax, and let's just wait and see if you get more symptoms. And I was just not happy with that. And so I called this young man that I saw in the hospital, and he said, well, I don't see why we shouldn't just try to knock this all the way out. So I'm very appreciative of him being willing to see me and try to help me clear up the issue. So, now this one's really not been mixed up well. You know, sometimes you have these ideas in your head and they really don't work as well once you start trying to. Well, that's a little better. Just in past experience, trying to paint white over top of dark colors, it doesn't always cover very well. So I'm thinking if I did this underneath, my white might cover a little better, which, you know what, it may not. And we'll just see how, let's see how my time, see how long anybody has to hang out, because doing all the eyes individually, it's going to take a little bit. Once I do the first one, the other ones should go, you know, a little quicker. Now I'm thinking I might do a purple iris. I was also thinking green. Anybody have any thoughts? I guess I could do both on different cards. Speak now or forever hold your peace. I was going to work on my primitive doll this morning, and I thought, I've had this idea. Do both. Okay, thanks, Frida. Girls, does everybody know Frida? Frida lives in Norway. And she loves to do art. She's the one that sent me, if you watched the hop last night. Frida, did you get to see that? Did you get to see my booty bear? What am I picking? I just got back, Chris. Oh, hi. Sharon, I'm trying to decide whether I want to do a purple eye or a green eye. Frida suggested first. Okay, so you saw, yeah, the beautiful piece of fabric that Frida sent me that I used for my booty bear. Thank you so much. It was just beautiful. Very pretty. Mary's working on her Dodie dolls, or Dodie, or Doodle dolls. I think Doodle doll sounds cute. All right, so I'm going to let that dry a little bit. Let's see. I should probably hit them with a little bit of now I'm going to come in with the white and make that. Good morning, Brenda. I'm going to make that white pupil. And hopefully won't have to do like 4 coats. Just blame it on the keyboard. That's okay. It's okay. Well, this isn't working as well as I thought. Of course, Good morning, Teresa. This is deco art, which I really like deco art, but you know what? If I have any, yeah, I'm not sure if I have any, I'll have to get some. I find the folk art paint much thicker and will be good for, it's good for your one stroke petals and whatnot. And it's good if you really need to, oh well, that card's going to be a little different. Need to cover a surface. Okay. So I'm obviously going to need 2 coats. That's okay. And if you're right-handed, if you're doing a project like this, you want to just kind of keep in mind, start on the left-hand side and go to the right, because that way you won't put your mitt in the wet paint. Of course, I've never done that. I guess I probably saw that on a video or maybe read it somewhere. All right. Coming down the home stretch here. Maybe I'll do one green eye and one purple eye and then see what I like better. So I don't have to keep switching back and forth. Of course, I could do a green eye with a purple shadow, like a purple shading. That might be cool. All right, let me dry this a little bit. So I want to get another coat on because I really want that white of the eyes to stand out. Now I have to think about greens and purples. Which of course, I need to spin my paint holder. Which is always a dangerous thing because I stack everything on top of everything. So let me just, this is where a couple of my art dolls landed. Oh girls, I just saw, oh no, that's a different tin. Silly. I thought maybe it was in there. All right, let's see if I can give this a spin and get to my greens. Oh, goodness me. Well, let's go the other way. All right. Let's see. I don't know. That might be a little dark. Maybe not. Let's try avocado. And let's try a purple and see how that works. Okay, now I'm going to come in and do my second coat of my white. So does anybody have any plans for later today? It's so steamy here. I don't know. Maybe we'll go back over to our pool for a little bit. My husband is amazed at how long some folks in our community here spend at the pool, but we're all, most of us are retired. My husband's still working part-time. He's not retired, but gosh, it's not an indoor-outdoor pool, just outdoor. So we only have the summer. And what else do you have to do? How many books can you read? Well, I don't read any because my comprehension is very poor and I just do not enjoy it. I have to read the same page so many times. It makes me crazy. Okay, this is still not covering as nicely as I had hoped. So that's a bit of a bummer. Oh, that sounds fun, Peg. She's getting her Spidey on. Peg, how was your visit with your brother? Did you enjoy your hot tub? I think I would like to have a hot tub. I don't know, guys. I think I'm going to be sorry if I don't put another coat on, but I think I'm really going to need to put another coat on. I have a hard time talking. Oh, that's a shame. Chalk paint that you found, a new love. It's fabulous paint. Oh, I have chalk powder, like they almost look like a pan pastel kind of a thing. I've got those somewhere. I think I bought them from HSN one time when, you know how HSN has those, they used to have those craft days. I had to get myself off of QVC. Not so much HSN. I didn't really care for them, but QVC, boy, I was really addicted. Well, that's still not covering. I'm going to see, because there's not going to be that much of the white showing, so let me see how this goes. All right, I'm going to dry this. I'm going to use avocado. Yeah, I've heard of that, and sometimes people put that on like a board, and then you can make your own chalkboard. If you do like the navy or the black. What is it about it that you liked? Good coverage, or does it feel really textured once it dries? Like I've seen people use it like on walls and stuff, but never really thought of using chalk paint, in an art journal. Of course, why wouldn't you be able to? All right, I'm going to use a smaller brush, and I'm going to paint in an iris. I'm going to concentrate just on the one until I see if I like what I'm doing. I'm going to try this guy. I don't think he'll be too big. This is a number 5. That seems like an odd size brush for me. Usually they're like 4, 6, 8. All right. Oh, yeah, I like sage as well. Okay. All right, so my cards, now I'm going to have to work on it tilted here to the side because that's just how my brain works. And I guess it really doesn't matter, but I think I'm going to try to just do a circle. Covering up most of the white. Okay, that's going to take a little bit to dry too. So let me just, I'm lying here. Let me just boop, boop, do another one. We'll do 2. Really, how big can it look, right? Oh my gosh. Iceland. Siblings in Iceland. Oh, Peggy, you didn't want to go? Oh boy. My husband's boss went to Iceland, I guess well, maybe it was 2 years now. You know, when you could travel without a problem. Oh my gosh. He said it was beautiful. She brought in pictures. Alrighty, let's see. We're just gonna. Yeah, I don't want to get into too much of the COVID chat here, guys. I'm gonna keep this a upbeat, happy place. And I got that really thick. Let me see if I can even this out. Too much water in my brush there. Yes, sage. So what are you doing with the chalk paint? Let's talk about that. I'm assuming you're working in an art journal, but perhaps you are not. Well, I'm making more of a mess here. I'm not drying out my brush well enough. I might need a little dab. Wow, that looks scary. You're happy being all alone. I hear you there. All right, now I'm going to see if this will work. I'm not sure. I want to float some dark purple around that eyeball. See if I can find my little abused angle brush. I used it on my new journal. It's so pretty. The colors, posted in pic. And so I got to get back into Instagram. I miss everybody's work because I just was catching up today on some Facebook responses. And the one response, I thought, oh, I wonder when she posted that. It was 2 days ago. Oh my gosh, I'm such a loser. I'm just not. Like, my daughter will sit for hours. Well, she doesn't have hours. She's got 2 young children, so she really doesn't have hours. But before she had children, and I'm sure if she had time now, she would still do it. Sit for hours. And I used to say, she's like stalking. And she would just go through all those Facebook posts. And, that's just mind-numbing for me. Just not into it. All right, so I'm thinking I want to do a purple shadow kind of a thing on the left side. Now, this is really a big angle brush. I'm not sure. I have something smaller. Let's just see if it works. And I'm just going to tip in that paint lid, which I shouldn't do. Trying to get close in there so I can see, because I have a glare. I don't know if you guys can even see that. Now, on the other side, I'm going to do some neon green. Now, this is very translucent. This is also deco art. These neon colors, a lot of times, really will make your piece pop. But because of the consistency of this, I'm not sure how it's going to work. Let me just see. I'm going to flip this way. Yeah, that's not really working. Okay, so what I want to do, let me blot that out. That's not giving me the look I want. I think what I want to do is mix a little bit of this neon with the white, so it'll give it some body. Somebody to love. All right, let's do a little itty bit of white, and then we'll add some of that neon green. And let's give it a little stir. And I really don't want a whole lot of this, but just enough to give it a little pop on the other side. Oh, look, I got a paint boogie on a little paint boogie. Let me do this second one here real quick. So I said to my husband this morning, I'm trying to get into a regular routine here. You know, if we don't have any plans to do anything on Saturdays. And he said, well, I'm going to take a run to Walmart, which is great. That worked out good. So I don't have to hear him knocking around in the kitchen on my on my recording. All right, let's see if this works. This brush is really big. Knock some of that back. I got a smaller, not so great angle brush here. Let me see if I can get this guy working. Maybe that'll be a little better. Let's see. That might be better. I'm sorry, I've got such a shadow. I just have to figure out this lighting. I just can't get a handle on it. Other girls make it look so easy to figure out. I don't usually do really round eyes, so I'm not quite sure how this is gonna. And of course, my black paint has gone rogue again. I'm a struggle. I'm a struggle. I'm a struggle. There's nobody in this art room but me. Wherever it went, I put it there. Now, if you can't open your paint lids, heat it up with your heat gun. You just want to be careful that once you go to grab this and twist it, it's not real hot. See, and that it usually loosens right up. I'm going to put a little black in this other, my contact lens case, my contact lens little container. Can't throw anything out. It's a disease, and I've been infected, I guess I should say. All right, now I'm going to come back in and do the pupil, and let's see what we've got here. Got my liner brush, and with this other little, or maybe I'll do a real little brush here so I don't get crazy with my pupil. I think the eye is a little darker than what I wanted, to tell you the truth. Ah, I did it anyway. I don't know. I think I need a lighter purple in there. Because I don't think you can really see that it's got any purple. You know? That's one bad looking eye at this point. I think hubby might be back. I think I just heard his car door. The dogs are probably going to start yipping. All right, let's see. Boy, they were really quiet when he came in. That's unusual. Yeah, not too happy with that, girls. Okay, what do I have that I can... maybe this. This is a Delta Ceramco. This is an old... this is pearl. I don't want pearl. I don't want that. No pearls. I don't think. Let's try this. Purple Dusk. No, Holly, I think I had said before, when it's real early in the morning, I was not going to wake you. And I know you, you probably got to bed with that storming a little later than normal yesterday. So I did not want to wake you, my dear friend. But good morning. I would never forget you, my dear. All right, let's see if this helps. Not so much. Not a fan. All right, I think I'm going to do purple eye with a purple, dark purple going forward. Let's put some black back in here. All right, let's go down here. Not loving it. Not loving it. Let's try this. Oh, I'm liking that better already. Let's give a little dry. How you feeling? I know you're not much of a napper either. Oh, girls, I just tipped into the black. I didn't want to do that. Got to keep your color straight. You're okay for now? Okay, good. I think that's better. And I'm going to take a little bit of that light purple and kind of come across the top of that eye. I think my brush is wearing out. Oh, good, that's bleeding a little bit. I think that's all right, let me get my liner brush back out here. Let's do a little line on this here eyeball. And maybe I'll come in and just do partway around. And maybe we'll just do a little zhuzhing there. Of course, I got a black line there where I don't want it. See if I can take that out. And let's go maybe like that under there. Now let me get the pupil in. I'm just going to come down from the top on this one, like I did the others. Some of them I might do the pupil in the center. Am I out of frame? Okay, so now my original idea was to then paint petals, flower petals, coming in from the corner, like over the top of the eye. Oh, Holly. That's awful. Oh, my. So I'm going to use white. And I want to protect my eye that I've created. Now, in hindsight, I might eventually do the eye after. I perhaps, oh, all right, Icy says, I will perhaps be moving flat in the same house. I live on a second floor, but oh, that would be great, Ice, Frida, if you can do that. That would be helpful, right? Learning how to watercolor. And I think she's so much better than I am because she's so much like freer with her painting and her strokes. And I tend to be too controlled. I got to loosen on up. But I'm like that in life. I'm a little tight, girls. I'm a little tight. Just saying. Thank you, Murray. Yeah, I like out of control. This one little petal's not. Oh, look, it all bled under there. That's not good. Okay, so that's that. And I do like the purple eye much better. I'm just wondering. Thank you, Sharon. I'm just wondering if it. Oh, I got a little bit of a crook in my neck there. Ooh. I'm just wondering if I should try to go over those first two eyes and do the purple. Let me see if this will cover. Just do the dark purple on these two. Now, of course, my petals are still wet, so I just clumped my big fist down in there. Oh my. The one thing that I don't think about when I decide to go on and stream is finishing the product, the project. Let me get some of this purple dusk. I love this color. It's almost like I would call it more like a periwinkle. Or perhaps an aubergine. And they might all be a little different. looks like it going here. I'm not liking this brush. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm glad I didn't add another row on these, on these cards. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh, this is going to take me a month to get these done. Not really, but it was a good idea not to go with the larger set of cards. That eye's really getting big. Yeah, different companies come up with different names for different colors, and I don't know if anybody has the rights to naming something a certain color. They couldn't name it periwinkle, but to me this is more of a periwinkle for sure. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of my white and a little bit of that periwinkle and see if I can blend it here. Do a kind of a highlight on this side. My favorite colors in crayon box when younger was periwinkle and cornflower blue. Oh yeah, I remember cornflower blue. I always, and I still do, when I color, whatever I'm coloring, and most projects, I always go for the greens first and put the greens in. I just love green. All right, let me get some of this darker purple. All right, let me look at my time. Okay, so I'm coming up on 2 hours. I just feel like I'm a little bit of a newbie. I'm not sure I can do like longer than 2 hours at this point, especially when it's time for me to eat some lunch. So let me just go through here and quickly add this darker shade on the left-hand side. I've got a little glare going on here, so it's hard. I'm holding my head in a funny position, trying to Now I will come back in and do some, paint on these sleeves because I don't want them, just stamped. Oh, Teresa. Teresa, we're in the, oh no, are you Central? Maybe you're Central. All right, let me see if I can finish up one here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. Okay, so let me work on this one. I'm liking that not too bad. Let me add some white. I love the smell of pencil shavings. Okay, so I'm going to just zhuzh that, add a little brightness there on the bottom of the eye. Oh, okay, so yeah. And let me put a little highlight in here, like that. And then I think I want to add some of this purple dusk And I'm going to flip the card. I'm doing a purple dusk here around my flower. And then I'm going to put a little bit of that dark purple down here. So it's kind of a smoky kind of a look. And then let's add a little bit of white there. Maybe a little bit of white here. Right? And then I'm going to come in with, I'm just going to try to get this one done. One and done. Thanks, Peggy. I'm going to come into my olive green here. Not olive, it's avocado. Let's get some of these leaves done. Just using that stamp as a guide to make all these cute little perfectly shaped leaves because I'm anal. All right. And then I'm going to, see, this is where my brain just starts to kick into overdrive. Come back in here, and I should really let that paint dry a little bit, but I kind of want it to blend with the green. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the purple to kind of pull in these stems. Like that. Oh yeah, that was fun. I agree with you there. I agree with you there, Hal. So I usually always pick up a little something for my granddaughter. And now my grandson's going to start preschool. So I mean, it's not anything they need, but I just have fun picking it up. Okay, adding some highlight here on these little leaves. Okay. Now what I probably should do, and I should probably use a pen because I could probably do it better. Let me see if I have I wonder if my Sharpie pen would work. I had one right here. There's my Posca. Sometimes when I use the Posca, it like sputters and sprays. I confess I used to eat that. I used to eat that glue when I was a kid. Oh my gosh, why? Why did I do it? Let me see if I can. I wonder if this will work. This says it's a fine line marker. This is a Prisma marker. Oh, I wonder if this will work. Oh, let's see. what I want to do here is it's going to be risky. I want to come around and just do a black, more free-handed outline around my petals. Like that. And now I want to do some kind of a lash. And I did this crazy thing on this eye here, so I'm not sure I like that. So I think I might try to fix that. Let's see. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Of course, this is flimsy. It's not real solid. So I'm going to just try to come under here and salvage this mess I created. Hi, Angie Brown. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. And I'm going to pull in some eyelashes here. Now, they may not all come out this way because this is, like I said, I really kind of made that a little crazy. And I think I'm going to leave well enough alone and not pull in any eyelashes at the top. Let's add a little white. Maybe a little of that purple. And some of these leaves. Now, what I said I wanted to do, where did I throw that? I have that little stitch circle stamp. Colleen was using it the other day, and then I remembered I had it. Yeah, they do. How old is she going to be? Oh, let's see. This might be a good size, this one here. Now, I'm trying to decide if I do this stamp, like what would be the best color? Like I want them to be able to see it. But I don't know that I want to do white because of the petals. And white ink, stamping ink is like so difficult. I don't have too much success with the white. I don't think that'll show up. Maybe I should just do black, like a black archival. And I'm going to spatter as well. I love to spatter. So let me just try this. And then I can cut you girls loose here. I can't believe what I did to my neck. My neck is really bothering me. All right, let me see. Hey, Rachel. Good afternoon. Thank you. Not sure that's going to show up, guys, right? I wonder how it would look if I have here somewhere a white dabber paint, you know. Distress Paint Ranger. I wonder if I dab this. Boy, that's dry. I wonder if I applied this to that stamp. You know, instead of dipping it in a puddle of paint, because a lot of times if you dip it, you get a big mush. You don't really get a nice... Okay, so now that is like a gray, which doesn't bother me because... Okay, this could go all wrong. Now I've got a different size here. Let me go pick up that little guy. All right, now this is going to be crazy because I'm going to cut this out of the pack. It might be easier doing it from the back side. This is a ATC card, huh? Made on playing cards. Now, I want to frame this a little bit. So I'm going to get out my Timmy Distress Crayon, my Chipped Sapphire, and I'm going to add some here and here. I've got dark blue across the top, so I'm not going to worry about that edge. And let me find a fluffy kind of wet brush that I'm going to kind of just blend that in. Just darken that edge a little bit to kind of hopefully draw your eye in to the center. I don't think that's dark enough. Let me dry that. Maybe I should smudge it with my finger rather than wet it. And somewhere I have my, don't know what I did with that, my piece of Post-it note to kind of protect that eye. Oh, I could use that little. Let me come back in here with this. Wasn't happy with that. Oh, thank you, Teresa. You know, maybe a baby wipe, huh, girls? Maybe a little baby wipe. We'll just have a little bit of moisture, but not too much. It's not smudging. the way I like it to smudge. I could use maybe a Q-tip too. Maybe I'm just being a little too fussy. All right, so I want to protect that eye. So I'm going to put that over. That's just my stamp. I'm putting my round acrylic stamp over that because I want to protect that eye, because I want to spatter. All right, so now what do you think? Spatter in black or white? Let me just get a floppy brush. Yeah, it wasn't my idea. I'm going to put in the description box the scale that I watched. White? Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Peg. Okay, just wanted another opinion. So let me juice this up. Let me test to see if yeah, that looks like a good spatter. Oh, specimen cards sound fun. Woo! Oh, I love when those big long lines happen. Oh, I don't know why. I do like that. All right, now let me take my little tweezers and see if I can pick this up without smudging. Now I'm going to paint the back either black or dark blue, and then I'm going to sign it. But I think I'm going to call that done. Now, of course, I have all the other ones to finish, and I've got a little bit of glitter in there, which I just love. And I'm going to let my spatter dry. So there you have it. So, thank you, Mary. I think I'm going to go get some lunch, gals, and maybe I'll catch some of you on later today. Hope you have a good afternoon. Everyone take care. And don't forget, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. Bye, friends. I'll see you soon. Gonna go grab some lunch. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.